Hello. The other day we spoke about getting up to step six or part six, where we explained the finances of the Mary buying another property. So now we go back to what step one to step we have explained and we have generated the report. Obviously, that was a fast way to generate the report. Then your customers come back or your friends come back and they said that what if I want to add more information in, I want to make certain amendments, what do I do? Then you go to here and you say, okay, this is step six or part six, doesn't matter. Open this up, right? And then we do an edit and we say, hey, um, what we can do now is, John, phone number and so on, we can add more information. Purchase date we can change to if in case that's not the correct information. And then usually they will say, oh, actually I still have about 35,000 CPF OA, even though after I spent 120,000 CPF OA used with accrued interest. And I have something like about $100,000 in cash. And Mary says, yeah, she has about $80,000 in cash, right? Too. Her CPF OA balance, because she didn't use as much as John, she has probably 150,000 CPF OA. Okay, so of course CPF SA balance will be important when it's buying the second property, right? In this case, we say there's no property owned, but there are cases of decoupling where they are decoupling the second property and they're going towards to buying the third property, and they are decoupling because they have two properties already, and then when they decouple, then they will have one properties each, and then the person will buy the second property. So obviously there are still some additional buyer stamp duty savings, but the savings will not be as much as compared to currently owning one property, one shared property. Okay, so typically the changes would center around the OA balance, cash available of the individuals, right? So this the owners. Then they said, the couple to buy, intend to take a loan. Yes, intend to take the loan, existing portion, and so on. Okay. And then the next portion will be typically around, do they have pledge cash? Pledge cash for 48 months, that means pledge for 48 months. Then another one is show assets, meaning show cash, or some property agents like to call it unpledged. But by the way, there's no such terminology as unpledged. Okay, a number of other outstanding residential loans in case the property owner one John has other property outstanding loan. Maybe earlier when we spoke with them, they weren't very clear on what you can deliver. So after they saw this report, they say, wow, amazing. Yeah, actually, I didn't tell the truth. I didn't actually have one property only. This is my second property, right? In which case you can put it to one, right? And then obviously, if you put it to one, then you have to put in your monthly residential outstanding loan, right? If not, you put it to zero, then that goes away. Okay. If you have a car, then you say that I want to put $800 per month for the car. Personal loans, monthly credit card payments all comes into the picture, right? All those will be affecting you, right? So let's say you're $200 a month monthly credit card payment that comes in, and that affects your total debt servicing ratio. Okay, and the info on buying new property. Info on buying new property. In this case, both the people, the couple, one buys out the other in this property. Then obviously the decoupling one is the other person, right? So buying new property, yes. Getting a loan, yes. The loan amount, yes. Maybe it's not 1.5, it's 1.6, and so on. And that may be the situation. Oh, actually, we meant to buy a EC, or something like, but EC you can't, right? In this case, so that's fine. The owner two, show assets, personal liabilities, right? Outstanding loans, monthly car loan, and so on and so forth, right? Then once you've done that, you will go to preview again, and then you have all this information updated and uploaded, right? In this case, we have a quick look at the information, which is cost of decoupling, the cost and the sales is the same. The seller financial exit, the seller financial exit is the same, except we have actually, the seller will have more cash here. And then the buyer buyout analysis, and we have a look at the information. It didn't change very much. Previously, I think the buyer passed, and after this episode, the buyer failed, right? And then we have a quick look at the buyer financial details. John is 45 years old. He's Singaporean, and his income is 9,500 with a 19,000 balance. His cash balance is 100,000. Usable CPF always 35,000. And then we work out his CPF OA, for down payment, 372 CPF balance, of which he has 35. So after that, he's still short of 337. The cash portion, he is 99,000, he has 100. So after deducting everything, he is still short of 336,000, right? So in this consideration, you know that John's short of this money, but in a part purchase, John would naturally need to come up with this money to pay Mary. You cannot say that it's between us, it's between us, John and Mary, it's between our business. But actually, John is buying out Mary's share. So John would need to put up the down payment towards the 25% towards the share of the property. For example, he's buying 50% of 2.3 million. Then he would need to put up the 25% of the 55% of the 2.3 million, right? So that's the amount that he has to put in, right? Maybe there are lawyers that can help them to do contra and things like that. That I don't know. Okay. Then purchasing power, quick analysis for the new property. This one will be pertaining to Mary alone. So Mary's financials didn't change much. We enter as per what was originally there. So her financials did not change much, and we have a look at it. So instead of having that amount of money, which is 150,000 or something like that, I can't remember. Yeah, but she has additional because she's entered more CPF OA, apart from whatever she has that is going to be freed up from the house. So she has usable CPF OA of a larger sum. So in fact, Mary was going to be even more able to buy the new property. And after buying the property, you will see that Mary has $881,000 of cash plus CPF left behind, right? Even after, in this case, in Mary's case, she's buying a new property using this 352 CPF. She has 230. After that, leftover is 122, right? She wiped out her CPF, and then after paying everything, she still has cash of 881,000, right? As a couple, if both couples, husband and wife, usually it could be brother and sister, it could be sister and sister, brother and brother, it could be mother and son, son and father, or whichever that the case may be. So you will see that Mary will have 881,000 even after buying over new property, whereas John would have a shortfall of $336,000, a shortfall of buying over Mary's share, right? This is a point of consideration. Then that's where you can discuss further how to bridge this gap. Are there ways to bridge this gap, right? And that would be a topic for another chapter. All right. So at which stage you would save this report, and as a result, as a good practice, we always recommend people will save the report. Every time you do some changes, you will save the report, and I would just say in this case, decoupling report, additional information, right? So then you will get closer and closer to the true picture of the person's financial situations. All right. So for now, we'll end this recording.